Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. So today I'll be making this beautiful chamomile lotion. So some people call it chamomile, some people call it chamomile, but then it is what it is. If you like to know how I made it, definitely stay tuned till the end. So I started with chamomile tea. So I do get the herbs from a shop near my house. So they sell all these wonderful pure herbs. And chamomile tea is just so good for relaxing. And I drink it often. And I was just wondering how to incorporate it into my skincare regimen because I already use it as a tea rinse on my hair. So I decided to make it into a lotion because my son actually prefers lotions to butters. So I decided to make this because of him. So this is the chamomile tea. It's been infused overnight, and I would go ahead to add some vegetable glycerin into the infused tea. So I forgot to mention you have to use distilled water to infuse your tea and make sure it's concentrated properly, just so you have a very potent tea extracted from the herbs. So I'm just gonna head to add the glycerin and just mixing it in, and I will be setting it aside to then work on the oil process. So this will be the water-based process, the chamomile infused tea and the glycerin. So next I will be proceeding with the oil base. So I've just infused some fractionated coconut oil here with hibiscus. So if you've been watching my channel, then you know that I have been using a lot of hibiscus for my hair and skincare recently. So I just wanted the aroma to be infused into my chamomile lotion. So I had just infused it into the oil. So when you have the herbs, it would not really give out its color in oil like that, unless if you have the powdered, you blend the hibiscus flower into powder, then it can infuse into an oil. But in this case, I just wanted the aroma, so that's why I just infused it into the fractionated coconut oil that I intended to use in the recipe. So if you want to infuse herbs into oils, all you need to do is just allow it to sit for a long time. Like the oil just smelled so nice, smelled just like hibiscus. So I had achieved my goal there, even though I wasn't looking for the color. So I just wanted the scent of the hibiscus flower. So I wanted to blend that with the chamomile flower or herbs. So that's what I got. So next I would be using just light butters, using muru butter, and I'll be using some kukui nut oil, and I will be adding a bunch of light oils in this recipe. So if you want your lotion to be very light, then you have to use light butters and light oils. So here I just added some unrefined tamanu butter and be following that up with some muru butter. So even though I wanted the lotion to be relatively light, I also wanted to have some moisturizing effects there. So I'm using some emulsifying wax and some cetyl alcohol in here, which would serve as a small thickener, just to thicken it a little bit, but not too much. So obviously the emulsifying wax is the binding agent there. That's the most important thing. So there's a lot of options you can use when it comes to emulsifying waxes. So this one we offer it on our website and on Amazon, and it's a very good emulsifier. We also have some more natural emulsifiers like olive wax, but it's a very specialty wax that you need to have experience with. So this here is me mixing the water-based and the oil-based phase. So yeah, of course I had to warm it up just so they're at the same temperature, and that would just help the whole blending process to go on smoothly. So here I'm just about to start that. Yeah, I quite like this stage. I'm sure many people do as well, just watching the oil and water come together. Something that is technically impossible in nature. So here we're sort of forcing nature to do something that it's not used to with the help of the emulsifiers. Yeah, just like that color. So that's because I used a concentrated form of my chamomile. That's why I have that color. So it's an off-white color, which ended up being so beautiful. You would see in the end. I also showed that in the beginning. So it did give a really nice color. So I did go ahead to make sure that everything is well mixed together. So while it's settling in and becoming thicker, you can just go in and stir it. Some people, you can still use the infusion blender if you like, but I just check with my spatula how it's looking, and before you know it, it's becoming more of that texture that you're looking for. So I was very happy with the texture. I didn't want it to be too thick, but I wanted to have that lotion effect, which my son obviously likes. And here I'm adding essential oils and my vitamin E, as well as preservative. So you can definitely use natural preservatives just to make sure that you can have your lotion for longer without bacteria growth. So some people use Optifan, Germaban, and different variations. Whatever works for you is fine, but just make sure that you follow the instructions about when to add your preservatives. Some preservatives will be rendered useless when they're added at a high temperature. Like if you don't wait for your mixture to cool down, then you will just be wasting the preservative. Just make sure to follow the instruction. I always allow mine to completely cool down before I add the essential oil and the preservatives, just because also essential oils essentially evaporate, so you have to add them at cooler temperatures. So this is how it turned out, and I am really pleased with the results, and it smells so nice. I almost just did not add any essential oil, but just chamomile works so well with lavender, so I added some lavender into the mix. I separated the batches and added lavender to one and grapefruit essential oil to the other, and it just smelled so good. Like, chamomile is such a calming herb, like it's so relaxing. So at night I have my chamomile tea, and then I apply this lotion, which is very moisturizing, by the way. Turned out very moisturizing, because even though you have some water in here, you also have the butters and oils, and they're just easier to apply onto the skin, but then you still get a lot of moisturizing benefits of the butters and the oils in this mix. So it turned out really great. Let me know if you're going to make this. This will make a great DIY holiday gift to friends and family. If you have friends that love vegan creations and natural, beautiful creations, definitely make this for them. I'm sure they will be so impressed with you, and they wouldn't know how easy it was to make it. That would just be a secret between us. So I'm just playing around with the containers here. I like to obviously be the first person to try my creations. So what you would find is that it continued to settle, but at this stage you can obviously add all that you need and just still leave it to keep doing its thing. And sometimes these emulsifiers take up to 24 hours to settle into the final texture. And as long as you've done your homework well, you can be sure they would not separate and disintegrate. So this is the final product, and it looked absolutely nice. The texture was perfect. The color, everything looked great. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. So if you stay tuned, I'll just show you in the end, the next day, how it started looking. I probably showed it in the beginning. Okay, but then it was really more settled and the texture was just much more beautiful. And you can just see how easy it is to apply, and it was non-greasy as well. So I loved it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.